I have finished my 7-day juice fast. I feel amazing. There was a little bit of fatigue on the second and third day, and a handful of different things that I experienced during this fast. Detox symptoms, you name it, that's normal. That's what happens when you start abstaining from solid foods and flushing your body with water and juices and things like that. You start to flush things out. It agitates a response in your normal day-to-day algorithm with consumption. It can lead to stress. There's a handful of things that the average American experiences when he gets away from solid foods. And even though I've been intermittent fasting for years now and going prolonged periods every day before I eat my main meal at night, where I drink water and tea and abstain from all calories, this 7-day fast, since it had been quite a while since I've done a prolonged fast outside the realm of intermittent fasting, cyclic fasting, you name it, it agitated a few responses within my physiology and within my consciousness. So finishing the 7 days, my skin feels great. My mind feels like it had shed multiple layers that needed to be shed. Just going to do a brief update, ladies and gentlemen, because it is 7:50 in the morning and I need to get some sleep Sunday morning. But again, just every time I do a fast, I experience a myriad, just a multitude of benefits. My videos, I tell you the truth, and I'm not going to sugarcoat things. And, some of the things that I say may sound gross to the average person, but I was pooping, having bowel movements every day of this fast. Now, once you go past the second or third day and you haven't eaten and you're continuing to have bowel movements, it makes you question whether or not you're holding on to excessive amounts of fecal matter. And even though I've kicked out pound after pound after pound of impacted fecal matter, parasites, mucoidal plaque, you name it, from my system, from not only intermittent fasting, but colon cleanses, herbal remedies for expelling things from the colon, I'm amazed at what I'm still holding on to. It's amazing it's amazing how much waste is adhering to the innards of our biology. You have multiple feet of plumbing, and the foods that we're eating do not transit properly. If you're eating a standard American diet, you have residues caked inside of your GI tract. So, yeah, I lost a lot of weight on this fast. I lost some fat, but I think a lot of the fat, excuse me, and again, I need sleep. A lot of the weight that people actually end up losing when they're fasting, depending on how well they fast, is actually the stuff that they're kicking out from their bowel movements. Because again, you guys, I was having bowel movements every day, sometimes more than 3, on this 7-day fast. And when you start doing that, your skin starts to feel so much healthier when you start kicking out this waste. Your mind starts feeling so much better. Your body, your frame, your musculoskeletal system, every single part of your physiology, your biology, you name it, the frame of your body, your consciousness, reacts to the expulsion of poisons from the physiology. The mind and the body are intimately connected, and when you remove poisons that are hindering your health from your system, you experience the whiplash of that in the form of feeling better. It's called healing. It's a beautiful thing. So I plan on doing another one of these 7-day fasts here in a few days. It might be a week or two, I'm not sure, but I think I'm going to start on this upcoming Wednesday. I'm not 100% sure about it. I might stick to the intermittent fasting for a week or two and just fast from 18 to 23 hours a day on water and tea, and then bump myself up past or wait a couple weeks is what I'm getting at. Again, I'm tired. I haven't slept much. These weekends I always stay up and enjoy my time. Weekends is my time to stay up all night and study and de-stress and do certain things that help me stay focused here in this journey, here in this matrix. I'm doing my best to experiment on myself and experience the benefit from doing so. I've made a handful of mistakes throughout the years. I've made mistakes with fasting. I've made mistakes and gone way too fast with colon cleansing in the past. I've learned from my mistakes. I've learned to go slower. Slow and steady does indeed win the race, in my opinion, depending on who you are, your constitution, and what you have inside of you, and what you're holding on to emotionally. Healing is in no way, shape, or form just related to the body. It's also heavily related to the mind, the mental contents, the stuff that we suppress, the subconscious mind, things of that nature, the unconscious mind, so that we can tap into the superconscious. A lot of people equate healing with just, oh, I gotta fast, I've got to get rid of all this waste inside my system and I'll be healed. Well, the mental realm is something that is heavily neglected, and in many ways, shape, and forms, is more important than the physical, because the mind is what led you to move your body through time-space to actually engage in eating physical food. The mind is just the operating system for this biology. It's the non-physical programming that we use to actually move the protoplasm, move the musculoskeletal system. So whenever you have a craving for a bad food, it starts in the mind, and you can either not filter that urge through your mind and engage in eating that bad food or this and that, or you can, what I'm getting at is we have to learn to rebuild the filter system of the mind, because oftentimes our minds are out of control. They're possessed by so many different habits and algorithms that are insalubrious. They do not favor our growth. In many ways, shapes, and forms were our own worst enemy. I don't know if you can hear the cat meowing through the door, but probably wants to say hi. We're our own worst enemy in many of the people that I talk to, including myself. This is the case. So, rebuilding the contents of the mind and healing the mind, as well as healing the body, that's wholesome. That's being holistic, addressing the whole. Now, the beautiful thing about fasting is that when you stop eating food, it's been my own personal subjective experience that this is the case, as well as many other people, you finally have time to sit with your mind and analyze things that you normally can't analyze when your body's using all of its energy to digest solid food. You see, the digestion of solid food actually takes away from the power and the wattage and the illumination of the mind, the consciousness. And constant digestion actually lulls the expansion in reaching out into the superconscious and takes it down, down, down into the land of the bottom feeder, I like to call it, where we are desensitized to almost everything by something that is so subtle as food, subtle yet so profound. This culture is obsessed with excessive eating. It venerates it. It's the cool thing to do. Everyone does it. Everyone eats 3 solid meals a day of cooked, denatured, mineral-depleted, enzyme-devoid foods, stripped of all of their essential constituents and valuable amino acids, pigments, minerals, you name it. So it makes me wonder just what we were designed to be. We've destroyed the plumbing of our biology. We've plugged it full of fecal matter, waste, parasites, biofilm, you name it. And on top of that, we eat all the wrong foods. We are damaging ourselves by continuing to plug our plumbing. We don't get enough sunlight. The foods that we eat are devoid of all the right constituents. They're grown in bastardized soils, depleted of fulvic, humic, olmic acids. The microbial content in the soil is at an all-time low. The agricultural pig pen of the matrix is absolutely disgusting. The food supply, if you study it, the food system is deplorable. There's nothing left in the food, ladies and gentlemen. And this body requires certain minerals and constituents to keep it healthy. And it doesn't only affect the health of the physical body, food affects the health of the mental bodies. I need to get some sleep. So to wrap things up, my 7-day fast was wonderful. I feel better. I feel like I took a year's worth of healing in 7 days. I drank a little bit too much fruit juice on the first day or two. That's okay. I like to stay away from fruit sugars, but sometimes if you have a craving during a fast for some food or something like this, you go with a little bit of pineapple juice or some pomegranate juice or some citrus juice. It satiates that particular urge, and then you just focus on the water. There's certain things that you can lay out before a fast and have ready and use them as tools so that when certain urges come along, you can utilize those particular things, such as fruit juice or even some vegetable broth, to satisfy the urge as it comes up so that you can move forward and continue on your journey with not eating physical food, hard food, solid food. But the essential key is to get past urges without consuming things high in sugar. It's just, for some reason, the first day or two, I had a lot of urges for pineapple juice. So I did have a little bit too much pineapple juice. That's all right. I actually didn't have access to my juicer during this fast until the last 2 days, so that made things a little bit difficult. So I had to buy some pineapple juice from the store and some juices from the store, but regardless, it doesn't matter. Staying away from solid foods, even if you're consuming like the store-bought suja green juices or things of that nature, is going to work wonders. I'm not going to say it's going to work wonders on your health. In fact, I'm not even recommending it you do this. I'm just telling you what's worked for me and what's worked for many other people. Fasting is a miraculous tool. To me, it's a technology. It's an evolutionary technology for giving the body a break from, how would I put it? Fasting works by giving your body a break from digestion. Digestion requires massive amounts of energy. Now, it would be one thing if we were healthy to be eating, because the energy could be used in a healthy body to digest food. Now, when you are in a state of unhealth and all of your energy is going through constant digestion day in and day out, there's parts of your body and your mind that need to be healed that you're suppressing through eating. When you eat, it requires energy to combust these foods, to break them down, to utilize them, to eliminate them. You abstain from that, and you benefit from your body finally having a break so that it can routinely or go through routine maintenance without you getting in the way. Peace be with you all.